welcome back to the We Kick Balls channel. This is Serie Addicts episode 4. We're going to give you our reaction to Matchday 3 of Serie A. We had three amazing matches, including an amazing Derby d'Italia, which we'll talk about very briefly, given the results. I know Tito doesn't have anything to share about that match at all. We have Tito Yang, and my name is Marco Romano, here back at it again. Other than reacting to the matches that went on last weekend, Tito, anything else that you wanted to make sure we covered on the episode?
Well, we're doing this a little bit later than we usually do, right? Like we usually do this right after the Serie A matches are done. But this week we had the addition of the excitement of the Champions League. Some Italian teams are back in action in the Champions League, and since this podcast is dedicated to Serie A, we want to focus on the league, but also we want to mention the performances of the teams during, at least the Italian teams during the Champions League. So we'll talk a little bit about that after we go over the match day 3 results. Obviously, we're going to talk about that crazy, crazy derby. They say derby in English. In England.
Derby.
Derby.
Derby County.
Il derby. Lo chiamiamo noi. Anyways. So, yeah, we're going to get into it. I guess that's all I guess I wanted to highlight on apart from the league matches. So, shall we?
Makes sense. We could certainly talk about how the Italian clubs did in the Champions League, since given that we're recording this today.
Yeah.
But right, to kick things off with the Serie A matches during the weekend, right? Starting off with Cagliari Parma.
Cagliari Parma. 2-0.
Good match, right? 2-0 win by Cagliari, right? The keeper had a couple of great saves early for Cagliari. Jerry Mina scored a typical Jerry Mina goal. I'm not a big Jerry Mina fan, which doesn't make sense because I'm sporting and rocking this jersey.
That's true. Yeah, it's kind of ironic.
More about his attitude, but he's always been not only a solid defender, but always a threat in the box. It was a corner, then got pushed back out to the side. Ball got put into the box. One of the Cagliari players headed it. Keeper saved it, and then Jerry Mina put the rebound back in. So typical Jerry Mina goal.
Yeah.
What else? Another goal from Cagliari, which was another kind of rebound goal. I believe it was Mattia who scored on that rebound and showed, right, that Cagliari really showed some grit during that match. I think that's the reason why they got it done at the end of the day.
It was Mattia Felici on the 77th minute with the goal.
Mattia Felici.
Yeah, Felici.
I was unsure about his last name.
Yeah.
But yeah, two similar goals, right? Rebound goals, typical Jerry Mina goal, right? Mattia Felici goal from a rebound as well, right? Obviously, taking no credit away from Cagliari. They showed some grit, showed up to play, created more chances, and took advantage of those chances.
Yeah, definitely. This was one of those games where it was, if you were a betting man, it was going to be a bit of a toss-up, right? Because it was hard to pick a team here. Parma, is a team that can surprise you, if you're not careful. Even though they change coaches during the off season, that makes it even more of a puzzle, right? Like you really don't know what to expect when you play them at this stage of the season. Cagliari is a little bit, the same. So I didn't really know who to pick in this game, and I'm actually, if I had picked somebody, would have picked Parma probably, but I would have been wrong. So.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't have put any money on this match. But obviously, I saw Parma play Matchday 1 against Inter.
Yeah.
Didn't do well, right? Inter scored 5 goals.
Yeah, exactly.
5-0 defeat. Right, so, but I hadn't really seen Cagliari a ton either. So, to your point, I thought it was kind of up in the air, but good 2-0 victory, right? Scored a couple of goals, don't concede any. So, good for Cagliari. Parma still struggling, even though they got a few players back that were not available on the match against Inter. I think they still have a lot of work to do and a lot of things to figure out.
That's right. So, how do you want to approach this, brother? You want to do every game and leave the derby for last, or do you want to just get into Juve Inter right now? Right
Right?
now?
Let we should get into it right now.
Yeah,
Well,
let's get into
we've
it.
been doing it right in the order that the matches take place during the weekend.
That's true.
So to your point, right, next on the docket is Derby d'Italia, Juventus Inter, which quite frankly for the last couple of years hasn't disappointed.
Yeah,
Always a ton of goals. I would say this one was even a level beyond that, not only because we had a ton of goals, but the goals that were scored on both sides were
unbelievable.
some ridiculous goals and
Yeah,
by some unexpected players, which we'll talk about. But
yeah.
hey, since I'm an Inter fan, you're the Juventino in the podcast. I'll kind of let you kick things off, give your thoughts and opinion on the game, and then I'll give my side.
So,
Unfortunately,
so obviously for me, it's a great win for Juve. For Juve, I wasn't expecting Juve to win it, to be honest. But that's the typical kind of Italian, calcio fan where you
yep,
always expect the worst, and then hope for the best, but you expect the worst. That's always kind of how we approach every game, a national team, Juve, everything, right? So I was like, we're at home, so we should be okay. I think we were doing like a reaction video, which we still gotta cut off and edit so to show people what I was like because
yep,
it's pretty funny. Uh, but I think I said before the game, I said 3-1 was gonna
yep.
be the score, and I thought for Juve, I said so. I thought Juve was gonna win, but I did not expect just the goal scoring bonanza, like, and especially like the last goal, right? Because so the first goal was completely unexpected too, because you will never put on your betting card like you'll never have Lloyd Kelly scoring, like that's not
For
a
me, that
thing,
was the most first unexpected because it's like nowhere in the scouting report did
right?
Inter have that Bremer was gonna have an amazing volley cross
Yeah, what was
to
that like
Kelly.
the jumping cross, the jumping
Yeah,
volley cross?
yeah, and plus Kelly with an amazing finish, first time, right,
Yeah,
right on the bottom corner.
crazy.
It's just what can you do? I felt a little
Yeah,
bit bad for Akanji because he was the one marking Kelly, but he probably didn't expect that either from him, like
yeah.
everybody else watching on TV or at the stadium. But definitely a great goal to kick things off, right? Even
Yeah.
that first goal was a great goal.
And it's one of those goals where you have like a Goldilocks type of situation, like when physicists talk about like the Goldilocks kind of principle, it's like everything has to be right, right? Every little thing has to be in place for something to happen the way it happens, right? Pressure, atmosphere, you know, temperature, all that stuff. Like it's gotta be perfect for life to happen the way it happens. And in that goal, in that Kelly goal, it was basically that. It was like a Goldilocks thing where it's like completely random interception by Weston McKennie of a pass, and then he finds Locatelli. Locatelli does one like a good thing, and he crosses the ball over. Was it
For
Locatelli or
once,
Yildiz? No, I don't remember who it was. It was Locatelli.
Locatelli.
Yeah, it was
Locatelli
Locatelli.
had the
Locatelli
cross,
crosses
then
the
Bremen
ball.
volleyed it into the box.
Bremer with the jumping volley. Like what the hell? And then
Yeah,
and then Akanji was positioned in the perfect way. Like the only way, like the Inter defense was positioned in a way where Kelly hit it and the ball went through the only possible existing space where the ball fit, and it just went in like the perfectly, like it was a Goldilocks goal. That's what I'm gonna call that.
yep. And to your point, right? I can't put any blame on Summit, right? Because there were so many players in between. To your point, it
Yeah,
was literally the only gap that he had available to get a shot on target.
right.
So difficult for Summer. Great first
Yeah,
goal. Not, I won't be saying the same for some of the other goals later on in the match, but for this one,
yeah.
great goal,
Summer
great setup.
Summer couldn't
So
do anything, man. Like he was not
no,
expecting a hard like
nobody,
instep shot
nobody was
like
expecting that.
right? Like you hit it with the inside of the foot, no wind up. Like you couldn't even see him loading the shot. Like nobody was expecting he was gonna do that. Nobody. That's why that goal. That's why it worked. Otherwise, he would have like it wouldn't have worked. But then Chalanoglu comes back with just like a great play by Inter. Couple of passes, pass it out wide, get to the corner, pass it back. He's just like
Yeah,
completely open, and he hits that
yeah.
second goal
Typical,
perfectly.
typical Chalanoglu goal,
Yeah,
right? From just outside the box, rocket, right? I think Chalanoglu probably, but was the best player on the on Inter side. I think he's been
I
doing
think you could say
something
that.
that I wish he did every single match. We need somebody that is a threat from outside the box. Inter tend to get into a place where they're just going around the box. They kind of feel like Manchester City, and we don't have nearly the threats that they have up top. We obviously we have threats up top, and we score a
Yeah,
ton of goals, but that's not our playing style. I think Chalanoglu being able to get some shots on target from distance, which he not only scored twice, but he had a couple of other shots that I don't mind him taking. They went over the bar by quite a bit, the crossbar, but I like Chalanoglu aggressive and scoring goals like this. This is kind of what I've been used to seeing from Chalanoglu, like a year ago, 2 years ago. So I was glad about his performance, but typical goal to your point, right?
this was a very Turkish game, right? Because
Yep.
right,
Turkey
it's like a very
doing well in
Turkish
Serie
game.
A, maybe not
Turkey,
internationally, but
Turkey. We say
Turkey,
Turkey now.
Turkey,
So Turkey,
Turkey,
yay, the yay area.
yay.
Uh, so Turkey is was on fire because right after Chalanoglu's goal, like 8 minutes later, Kenan
Yildiz had to
Yildiz.
overdo him.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, really? You're gonna have like a really nice, perfectly placed shot from outside the box in my stadium? He's like, this, yield this my stadium, and yield this as yield does, and he
Yep.
took that one, and he just del Piero into the top corner from the edge of the box. He's just like, well, actually, no, that wasn't the Del Piero goal. The Del Piero goal was the Champions League goal. This was the one when he put where he put it like on the bottom
Yep.
corner, right?
But
Uh,
he's been on fire, man. He's been on fire.
yeah,
Kind of living up to the number 10
yeah, hell
right
yeah,
now. I think for a while he's been on fire. To your point, he's got another amazing goal yesterday
yeah,
against Dortmund.
yeah,
So nothing I can say there. Like way farther out than Chalanoglu on his goal. Just a
crazy.
rocket. Sommer was able to get a hand to it, but there was no way, unless it was with the fist, that he was gonna stop
Yeah,
the goal with
exactly.
the
It
pace
bent
that
it
the
bent his
goal had.
fingers. Like it bent the fingers. Like it just went like
There was no way he was
it was
stopping
too
that.
hard. Yeah.
Great goal by Yildiz for sure.
Yeah, Kenan's been on fire. Like I love how he's been playing. It's great to see because we needed somebody like that. He's like literally like our Lamine Yamal. Like we have that little kid on the corner, and if you get him the ball in a dangerous spot, he can make stuff happen. That was kind of missing.
And good decision by Juve, because I know that there were some teams also offering some crazy money
Yeah,
for Yildiz
yeah,
in the summer market. So
hmm
I'm glad that they stuck by him. Again, wearing
yeah,
the number 10 now, right? Has to continue to live up to it. Got some like pretty amazing legends like Del Piero, to your point, right? That were the number 10 for Juve.
yeah.
But as of
Baggio, yeah,
today,
yeah,
he's been living up to it. So I hope that that continues. And again, good for Turkey, yay,
yeah.
because the next goal scorer
Yeah, he
also
came
from
back in the
Turkey, eh?
second half, and exactly,
Sharanoglu came back in the second half with an amazing volley. This was
bro, that
another
goal
crazy goal,
and
right? It was kind of ping pong
Goldilocks,
ball in the box.
Goldilocks,
It gets to Sharanoglu, who
boing,
controls the ball with
boing,
his chest,
yeah,
and then a
perfect,
sideways rocket to the second post. Right, nothing for Di Gregorio to do on that one either.
nothing,
It was just a great goal.
yeah. It was just what he do, like He didn't give the
Hope
defense.
he misses with those
Yeah,
types of shots,
exactly.
with like
Exactly.
Chalanoglu and Yildiz types of shots. You just gotta hope that they're not on target.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it was one of those things, and it was also kind of like a play that wasn't cleared properly, and the ball was just like bouncing up.
Yep.
But Inter
Just
players,
pinballing around the box.
but yeah, but Inter players were able to win those headers, and that's like when you win those battles, you make something happen. They won two battles in a row, like two headers in a row. They sent it back, and Chalanoglu didn't even he didn't even think about it. He's like chest
No, it was a
volley.
great play.
Damn,
How he
great goal.
controlled it, right? How he spun his body around so he can direct it to the second post. It was just
Yeah.
a great goal, great volley. Two goals on for Chalanoglu. But obviously, it did not stay that way for long.
I mean,
Di Mar-
it stayed like that just for like 11 minutes when Marcus, the brother of Kefren, got up on a
yep,
corner, um, and knocked that in, right? Like
yep.
great
Header
header.
by Tikus,
Yeah,
which he scored two today,
yeah,
two
and I
other
think
headers.
he got
So
away from Kelly on that one. I think Marcus, he was
uh,
very
typical
very
typical center forward goal, right?
yeah,
I would say
but he was very by himself, is what I'm saying. Like he didn't really have nobody challenging him. Like he just completely
which is
comfortable.
makes it even worse because the fact that nobody was close to him, knowing that he's one of the danger men.
Yeah,
Like for Inter, somebody definitely had to be on him to make sure he didn't have all that space to just literally get a free header on goal
yeah,
from a
dude.
corner.
If I'm a manager and I'm playing with three center backs, which Juve and Inter are doing, like you're not supposed to be scoring headers against me. I got three tall guys plus my striker. That's like four tall guys. And I can use the tall guys on corner situations to just basically put a line in front of goal of like four tall guys wherever the hell the ball goes. Like that's where you gotta play a hybrid of like zone and man marking, because you gotta cover the areas with your big dudes. I don't like it when teams like man mark on a corner, because on a corner it's very easy to lose your marker. Like you just you just move with good timing and you're gone. Like it's way better to just defend the spots. Where could the ball go where the other team could be dangerous? And let me put my biggest people there, like the best ones at heading the ball. Juve doesn't have an excuse on corners because they got three center backs, one forward at least, and McKennie, who's amazing. Like when the ball's in the air. So I don't know. I hate when they score on us like
I
that.
mean, it's tough because Inter are great on set pieces, especially corners, right? They got a ton of threats. They got Bastoni, they got Acerbi, they
True,
got
true,
Lautaro, they got
true.
Thuram, right? So
Yeah.
they,
So they
they got
also got a lot
a
of
lot of
bigs.
yeah, they got a lot of tall people,
Yeah.
right, and good strikers that are good at heading the ball.
And great crossers,
Obviously,
because
more surprised
Dimarco's a great crosser
because
too.
yeah, but Di Marco didn't start the match, which
I know.
again, like we had some players coming back from international duty,
Yeah.
which so Kibu kind of shifts things up a little bit. Started with Carlos Augusto, who did well actually, assisted on the first Chalanoglu goal.
Yeah.
But Di Marco, I think he was in probably for around 5-10 minutes and put in like a beautiful corner, which was needed because all the corners that Chalanoglu had taken from that side of the pitch had been short. Di Marco steps in, first corner, first opportunity, puts the ball on a silver platter for Thuram to score. But then his little brother
The little brother.
essentially went and anything you can do, I can do better.
That's
And it was
crazy.
literally hilarious, right? Because you have brothers playing for rival teams.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Uh,
us, right? Like you're Inter fan, I'm a Juve fan, and Marcus and Kefren. I gotta change my name though. They're
it was a crazy
yeah,
moment in the game,
it's a
right?
crazy
Because
moment.
Kefren scores, and obviously, right, you expect it from Marcus. Kefren, you know that he scores goal, but right, we weren't expecting him
The
to
same
score a
goal.
header from a corner.
Like, well,
Exact
it wasn't from a
similar
corner.
way.
It was a free kick, but
Oh, I
it
Yildiz
was
free
it
kick.
was a
You're right.
cross.
It
Yeah,
was
but
a
it was a
Yildiz
cross. Yildiz
free
cross
kick. Yeah.
from a free kick. but still the
Yeah.
same type of goal, like the same type of goal, like just a set piece, and you're
Not
just
only that, the same goal, same celebration.
yeah,
But both of them immediately went like this and then showed their name on the back of the jersey, the
exactly.
Turam on the back of the
Yeah,
jersey.
Marcus did
It
it
was
first, but
beautiful moment.
did you notice Marcus didn't really celebrate too much when he scored? That surprised
Yeah,
me because it
that,
was the go-ahead goal. I was like, you would have thought he would have been more pumped. Like he scored and he was like, he did the celebration. He went like this, but he was kind of muted. Like it was a muted celebration.
there's definitely something there. I don't know if there's something going on indoors at Inter with Marcos Turam.
You mean
I
like
think it
behind the
was
scenes?
behind the scenes, like I think it was a part of the like the Chalanoglu Lautaro kind of Marota deal, right? That went on before the season started because Tikus had kind of went on social media and kind of backed Chalanoglu and took kind of his side. So I don't know what's going on. I've seen it a few times. I've noticed it a few times. To your point, I don't know if it has to do with the fact that he was playing against his brother in their stadium, right? So
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of respect there. But
Hey, we'll
I
take
have
him.
noticed that there is something. I think there's something to that.
Something's weird. It
To
was
your point.
it was definitely weird because Kefren didn't hold back his celebration. He's basically when he scored, he was like very intense in
Well, they
celebration.
had the same celebration,
No, but I mean in
but
terms of the
but
body
there was a
language,
little
you know what
bit
I'm talking
more.
about.
Yeah, there was a little bit more fire under
Yeah,
Kefren where he scored that goal. But
Marcus
again, it
was
was
just
awesome
walking.
seeing that both he at the beginning he didn't celebrate it that much. Then he celebrated it. But yeah, not the same as Kefren. But
Yeah,
same celebration, right? Both brothers score in the derby. Then the camera panning to Lilian Turam, right? His dad dressed like a '50s gangster, like he
yeah,
always does. He
yeah,
must his chest must have been like out to here,
yeah, dude, that was
right?
crazy. Like,
Proud as hell. That
imagine as a father, like you got both your
yeah,
kids playing against each other
not
in the
only as a
biggest
father,
game in
as
Italy,
a
man.
legend,
You know, he's a legend for
having
one of the teams, so you know who's
yeah,
rooting for.
but as a legend, right? Having both your sons playing rival teams
That's
score
crazy.
on the Derby d'Italia, that's got to be an amazing feeling.
Yeah, yeah. And Juve fans, like a lot of Juve fans and a lot of journalists, say that Kefren is one of the best players in Serie A. Do you feel like Marcus is also one of the best players in Serie A?
I would say he's definitely one of the best strikers. Right, I wouldn't say best players because that you have to take everybody into consideration, and I probably there are people that I would put in front of him. Like even as a striker, I would take Lautaro before Turan.
Hmm.
Right, so I definitely think he's one of the best players, especially considering his age. He can definitely get better.
Yeah,
Um, but that's not a crazy thing to say. He's been scoring a ton of goals. All he needs is consistency. He scored twice again today, so I think he just needs to keep it rolling, and I think he has the potential to kind of maybe be in the conversation for MVP of a Serie A season. But right now, I wouldn't put him as one of the best players, knowing that you got a lot of other talented players. You just look at Napoli and De Bruyne,
yeah.
right? And
But I mean, if you
you
just go
got
by
some other players that
numbers, you have to consider Vlahovic too because of all the goals and he's been scoring.
Vlahovic, right, has been playing amazing, has been on fire as well.
Yeah, he
Right,
didn't score
assisting, not
in
only
this game,
scoring but assisting.
but yeah, but
Right, but
he was all over the. I mean, he ran a lot. Like he did a lot of work for his team, even though he couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. He was really hustling. Sometimes people are not grateful for that work, right? Like people, if you're a striker, people are like, you gotta score. Like they don't care
yeah,
everything else you do. That's also why sometimes players like defensive midfielders are not appreciated as much, because sometimes they defend by covering space, and people sometimes don't understand that. Like just the average fan, that the casual fan, right? Like they look at a match and they don't understand that somebody's actually standing there. You're like, why is not running? Like, why is he not trying to take
yeah.
the ball? He's covering like a space. He's cutting
And
out
it's different. It's
passing
different.
lanes. You know?
It's Italy, right? A lot of the greats always say, and especially the ones that have played in multiple leagues, including Serie A, right, and our strikers, that they say that it's harder to score and it's gives them more pride when they are able to do it successfully in the Serie A because of Catenaccio, right?
Yeah.
Italy has always have kind of a defensive first style,
They're just very
so it's harder
organized,
for
you
the
know.
striker to score.
Yeah, the
But to your
team.
point, right,
There's
you
a
have
tactical
strikers
focus.
like Lukaku, who what he does best is actually holding up play,
Yep.
right? I value that aspect of its game
You need
more than
that.
its actual goal scoring because it creates a lot more opportunities for the team to score.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But would you even consider that Kefren is the best player at Juve?
Mm, that's a tough one, you know, because if you put the lineup on the field and you ask me, you can take one of these guys out, you know, and you tell me you have to take one of these guys out, right? And you give me the 11. There's there's maybe 9 people I pick before Kefren. I saw the only people I
Okay,
wouldn't.
I would say Yildiz and Bremer for me.
Exactly. Yeah. To me, that's what I mean. There's 9 people I would remove before, or maybe 8 people I would remove before Kefren. Kefren would be the ninth, and then 10 and 11 is Yildiz and Bremer. But honestly, I think I would probably remove Yildiz before Kefren, because if you ask me, in order to win a game, who can you do without, right? If we have another striker, if we have Conceição and we have Vlahovic, or Jonathan David, and we have
You
all
got
these,
Openda, right? Who
we
can
have
kind of
Openda,
play
we
that
have
side as
Zegrova
well.
now, like we have all these offensive weapons. Like we are a nightmare right now. We're like, I love how we look in the attack.
David, who obviously I think he's getting
He's overweight,
overshadowed by
but
Vlahovic
he's
right now. But
overweight. He has to get in shape. Like David is not in shape. He played with Canada
I hope
and
he
he
doesn't like
scored.
carbs and pasta.
Sometimes that's a problem. Like it was a problem
Adriano.
for McKennie a lot. It was a problem for McKennie, like in the beginning of his UA career, because he's overweight. Like, and you could tell, like that's a problem with some players. They get fat. Higuain used to have the same problem. Like he just bulk up, like during the summer, because these dudes eat a lot of carne asada. The Hispanic ones, especially the Brazilians too. They do those,
Yep.
They go to Fogo de Chao. No, they do Fogo de Chao at their house. But that's the thing. Like I feel like David looks like he still needs to get in form. Like he's a bit heavy. I would get him to lose some. If I was a manager, I'd get him to lose a little weight. Cause I think that's my opinion. The way I see him moving around. But everybody else is like a very dangerous option. But if you take out Kefren, he's the one midfielder that when you're picking the team, you're like, nah, he goes there. You know what I mean? Bremer's another guy
Out
that
of
you're
your
like,
defensive, out of your midfield options right now,
yeah,
I would agree.
yeah,
Definitely the best midfielder that
by
you guys
far.
have available right now.
Bremer is the best player overall that we have, I think.
And I think Bremer is not only the best player, but I think makes the most the bigger has the bigger impact.
Yes, I agree.
Just because how solid it makes your defense.
Yeah.
I would say Yildiz is the one that is playing the best right now.
Yeah, he's in the best form. Yeah.
Yeah, best form, but definitely Kefren at the very least the best in the midfield.
For Juve right now,
and,
yeah.
And had a great game, scored a goal.
Yeah.
Right, but then when I thought it was gonna end in a draw, right, all of a sudden Adzic
Bro,
comes out of nowhere.
Vasilia
And
Adzic.
this one, I'll give it to him because it was a great shot on goal. But when I watched it back,
Sommer should have done
live, it's
better, bro.
different. When I watched it back, Sommer should have had that.
Yeah, you should have
Right?
had
'Cause
that.
I don't think it had it. It was a hard shot, but
I mean, you
don't think it
can't
had the
tell on
pace that
TV though
Yildiz's shot
that
had.
that shit was moving, but he should have had it. I
True,
think.
but it went between his arms. It wasn't like right
Like-
on like top corner.
Yeah.
Right, it wasn't top bins.
Yeah, I just feel
was
like
in
it
a
hit it real
position where
hard.
He should have
Yeah,
had it.
yeah, I think he should have had it too. But to his defense, right? Like in his defense, it was you could tell that ball was hit very hard and it was moving. Like when you hit the ball and it moves kind of like that, It's not like
Yeah,
the
but still,
typical
there's
curve.
no excuse for it to go
No,
between
but what
his legs.
happens is if you thought the ball was gonna be here and then you stretch your hands like that and then last minute it just does like a little bit of an
No,
extra
no,
like that, then it'll hit your
like
fingers here.
honestly, I don't agree. When I
You,
saw it on the replay, I think great that he scored the goal, but
yeah. And then
I
the other
think
thing is,
Yildiz's goal was better. I think Chalanoglu's volley was better. I think even like Kelly's goal with the play how it happened
yeah. There's
was
another
better.
thing
It
you
was a good
said,
shot on goal,
but there's another thing
but
you said when we were watching the game, and you said the ref had a he pulled up the whistle because he thought he was gonna
yeah, he
be
put the whistle
he
to his
thought it
mouth
might
like he
be a
was gonna
foul.
call.
I'm thinking maybe Sommer saw that and he wasn't really paying attention, and he got caught off guard by the shot.
Maybe,
You know.
but that's gives them even more to blame because it's
Yeah,
like
yeah. It's a lack of focus.
you don't stop, right?
It's a lack of
He
focus.
didn't blow the whistle.
Yeah.
It confused me when I was seeing it live. It confused me because I saw kind of Boni go to the ground, and then I saw the ref put the whistle in his mouth. But
Yeah.
hey, good call on the ref's side because
Yeah.
then you could clearly see on the replay that it wasn't a
It wasn't
foul
a foul.
by
Plus, he's got people
Boni.
in his ear. You know, he got people in his ear too
Yeah, but
all the time.
that happens super
Yeah, but
quick.
they're
So
watching the
we
game.
gotta give props to the ref
They're watching the game live.
for not blowing the whistle
Yeah,
in that type of situation because you know that many refs
bro.
would have
I
blown the
bet
whistle
you. I
and
bet
probably
you.
would have ruined not only a good goal, but especially a great goal for Asic
Yeah,
because I didn't even know who he was
it's his
before he
first
entered.
goal in Serie A. Like
Um,
he's coming up from the
but yeah,
next gen.
game winner in Derby d'Italia. Right, so I think again, right, Bremer I think could have done better, regardless of whether he got confused with the
Not
ref putting
Bremer,
the
Sommer.
whistle. Sommer, sorry.
Yeah, Bremer did
Even with
great.
the ref putting the whistle to his mouth like he was gonna blow for and call a foul.
Yeah,
But hey, game winner. It was just a great match. I would have loved it if it would have ended up in a draw. But for me, just to recap, I think Inter played well. I think it's more of a matter of what I've been saying in other episodes that I'm not convinced with their defense. I think they're better with Akanji
it's a work in progress.
and more physical. He's better on the ball than Bisek. So I know that it'll improve,
Yeah,
but I still have a lot of concerns, especially with Acerbi being 37 years old.
yeah.
Right? How much can you rely on him? Then the other option you have is Debray, who's not a spring chicken either. So
Yeah,
I think I still have the same concerns, right? But I knew that Juve's 0 goals conceded would not go beyond this match because just the last couple of Derby Italias have been not only great games, but they've been kind of goal fests.
yeah. Very open, like open games,
Yeah.
which is great. It's really that's what we want to see, right? That's exactly what we want to see. But I
Yep.
mean, you know, I think it's one of the best Serie A games we're gonna watch all year because it was just like it had everything. You know, it was just two teams
Probably we
going at
gotta
it.
wait to see
You
until
know,
the other big dogs face each other, right? Or until
yeah,
Inter and Juve face each other again.
yeah. Speaking of other big dogs facing each other's, the other big dog Napoli was actually going
Yep.
against Fiorentina, which is
Fiorentina.
one of the teams that was looking, promising before the start of the season. Now, actually, they haven't really had the best results. They're sitting at 16th on the table right now, which is not a great spot to be in. So things getting a little bit rough for Italiano's team. Uh,
Yep.
let's see. Actually, that was like 3-1 for Napoli. Kevin De Bruyne scoring
Yep.
from a penalty.
Was a very early penalty in favor of
Yeah,
Napoli,
clear
right?
penalty.
Anguissa,
Clear
a
penalty.
foul on Anguissa.
Yep.
De Bruyne scores the pen, right?
Hmm.
Debut for Holland. How do you
Yeah.
pronounce his name? Holland.
Hoyland.
Hoyland.
Hoy. I
Debut
think
for Hoyland. He actually
Hoyland.
played definitely an upgrade right up front while they're missing Lukaku. Not only had a couple of chances,
Yeah.
but immediately got on the score sheet.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, they
That goal,
served
his
it to
debut.
him on like it was a great pass for the goal. Like just a beautiful,
It was a great pass, but
beautiful pass.
still, he was one on one with the defender, right? Took him on. open himself up, and then put it in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
So still, he's gonna be a good option for them to leverage till until Lukaku gets back for sure.
Yeah. He's
And
he's not the same exact type of player. I feel like he's a little bit more kind of mobile. He's mobile, like he moves around a little bit more. He covers like a larger area, but and he doesn't. He's not like the back to the goal type of striker. Even though he's pretty big and strong, like he could probably do it. But I don't feel he's like that center type striker like Lukaku, he looks like
no,
an NBA
he
center.
won't replace again what I kind of loved and miss about Lukaku when he played at Inter. His hold up play.
Yeah, he's
Right,
like
he's
Shaq in the
definitely not.
paint. He just
Yeah,
stands there and
he.
he's like, "Give me the ball,
That's what I tell
give me the
everybody.
ball."
Lukaku
Yeah,
is like Shaq. He literally posts up. You feed him the ball,
and he
and you
bodies
just
you.
have to make cuts. If somebody makes a good cut and he has a clear pass, he'll get you the
Yeah,
ball in the perfect position
his
for you
shoulders
to
are
run off.
like this wide. He's like a big dude, and like he got a big head,
And
and
he's
he's got
fast as well. And he's not
yeah, he
like
can
he's
move.
slow either.
He can move.
Lukaku's fast as well.
He can move.
But great pass by Spinazzola, right?
Yeah,
Hoyland's
Spinazzola had a
goal
good game.
in his debut, which was awesome.
Yeah,
Then kind of an outlier goal by Bokema, right, and an assist from Anguissa,
yep,
right, for Napoli essentially to go up 3-0. And then you had Luca Ranieri uh, get on the board for Fiorentina, the captain. So the game and finished 3-1. But Napoli's rolling, man. I think Napoli's getting better, right? They're getting accustomed with the new players. They're gelling, right? They're
yeah,
getting more accustomed to playing with each other, understanding themselves better on the pitch.
yeah,
Now it's going to be interesting to see how they continue to improve with Hoyland as he gets more playing time, more games under his belt at the new club. But they've been rolling. I did have a question, right? I don't know. Do you feel that with the three matches, the three Napoli performances, do you still feel that they're the favorites to win the Serie A?
yeah. I think most people would see it that way because they did make a lot of additions to their roster, but at the same time they're defending champions, and they didn't really lose a lot of players from what they were uh, after losing Kvaratskhelia. They haven't had any other major departures, right? So basically, Conte has the same great team he used to have, and now he also has a couple of extra players, right? That they've added in to kind of plug in where he saw some opportunities to improve. So I think they're gonna be better than next season. I think the only question mark that I would put around Napoli is how they're gonna handle the dual responsibility of playing the Champions
The
League and
schedule,
playing
the busy
in the
schedule
league.
for a
Yeah,
change.
because they that's the one thing that's new to them.
And moving on, next match, right? We had Roma Torino,
Yep.
1-0 victory for Torino. Honestly, not the best match, kind of boring, not a whole lot of opportunities created. I do have to say that Simeone's goal was a great goal. But
Yeah,
other than
that's a
that,
good
right,
goal.
not the best match to see. I think Roma honestly have been kind of struggling to get out of the gates, which I hope Gasperini is able to figure it out. He does have some very good quality players,
Yeah.
but I don't know for you is the lack of goal scoring at Roma concerning at all?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I told you in the previous episodes, right, like that I didn't have a lot of faith in Gasperini because I saw him in other big teams. Like he was at Inter, didn't do really a great job. So I don't know. He did a good job with Atalanta, but Atalanta is one of those clubs that I mean they're gonna do well regardless of who's the manager because their back office is so good. You know, they're so well organized. They plan their transfers out and they plan their signings out with like kind of like careful consideration. And I think they always have a very balanced, like young, promising squad, right? So if you get a manager there that can get the best out of the players, they're gonna do well. Gasperini, to me, might have not been the best choice for Atalanta as a manager because he's already one of these coaches that has a philosophy and like he's gonna want to put in his way of doing things. And I think Atalanta's done better with younger managers, in my opinion, than when they appoint people who have like more experience. But I don't know. I think Gasperini is in there with Juric in the running for who's gonna get sacked first. I hope I'm wrong, but I
Let's
just
see. Hopefully, it changes. Right. I know it's very early in the season, but
yeah.
I agree that that match was a little bit boring.
They had a great
Right.
game.
And
I mean, they scored 4 goals, but against Lecce, right? It's like they finally woke up.
oh,
Oh wait, sorry. I thought we were talking
you
Atalanta.
flipped on to Atalanta
Sorry,
already?
sorry, sorry. We're talking about Roma still.
No, no, but that's a
Yeah,
good segue because again,
yeah.
Roma's match
Yeah,
really
Roma's match was boring.
wasn't
Gasperini
entertaining
needs
at
to get his
all.
shit together.
Right.
I
But
talked about
to
Atalanta
your
and then I
point,
switched to
right,
Atalanta. I was like,
talking
yeah,
about Atalanta versus Lecce, Gasperini's old club,
yeah,
right,
Gasperini's old club. They
4-1
great.
victory for Atalanta.
Yeah,
Finally, I saw the Atalanta that I'm used to seeing on the pitch, right? For
right.
once, granted, it was against Lecce, right? Not a formidable opponent compared to other teams in a stacked Serie A this
Yeah,
season. But great performance, starting off with Scalvini's goal, right, from a Zaliuski corner. Uh, that hurt a little bit. Zaliuski had an awesome game. Obviously, had a very short stint at Inter. Inter have Di Marco and Carlos Augusto, who's been there for a while, and
yeah,
I think the decision may have been Carlos Augusto is better defensively, but I think what Inter and maybe the Lukman potential signing kind of played into it as well,
yeah.
because I think Inter are lacking what Lukman would have brought in, which is that on one right type of being able to take defenders one on one and creating opportunities or scoring from those situations
Yeah,
when there's kind of a gridlock defensively when the other teams park the bus. You don't sign Lukman and then Saliuski, who's another option and a player that has similar qualities. Obviously, not as
no,
good as
look, man.
Lukman,
Yeah, less
but
offensive.
still has similar qualities in that sense. Right, goes to Atalanta. Obviously, sucks from an Interista standpoint, but obviously happy to see him doing well at Atalanta. Not
Yeah,
only with that assist to Scalvini for his goal, but he also hit the crossbar on a free kick, and then he also scored a goal, which was kind of one on one. Again, like it was a long ball. He was one on one against the defender, takes him on, and scores a great kind of striker and winger type of goal.
nice.
But
Yep.
the Catelare is another one that I like. I like his game, right? I don't know if Milan are kind of regretting it a little bit and maybe letting him go a little bit too soon. But probably he wouldn't have the same production and or would have grown as much as he has if he would have stayed at Milan. But the Catelare had a goal with a Scamacca assist. He had a second goal as well from essentially a lapsadaisical defensive mistake. He literally put pressure on the last man, stole the ball, went one on one against the keeper, and scored his second goal. But he's been playing great.
Yeah.
He's a good creative offensive mid. He's very young, right? So again, it was the type of Atalanta that I'm used to seeing on the pitch.
Yeah, it's like way more positive, going forward a lot more. You know, so maybe Juric finally got him attacking, but I think it had a lot to do honestly with Leche. Leche
Yeah.
is not a strong team.
Lecce did get a consolation goal, right? But
Yeah,
too little, too late.
yeah,
I think it was a tale of two sides, right? Lecce struggling, need to get it together.
yeah,
But I think Atalanta kind of turned a corner. Again, I started seeing them play like the Atalanta that we all know and love until I saw them play in the Champions League. That they kind of reverted back.
well,
But
yeah, but they're
hopefully in
playing
the Serie A,
PSG in the Champions League. It's a
right?
different type
True,
of
right? True,
adversary, right?
which is tough. But I think the last time they played PSG in the Champions League, I think they won.
Yeah, but this is not that Atalanta.
Not that team at all.
Yeah,
Right?
and not
They've
yeah,
gotten rid of a lot of players. Lukman isn't back we don't even know how that saga is gonna end.
Yeah.
Drama still ongoing. It's like a telenovela.
Yeah.
Not sure what's gonna happen. I hope that he gets back. They definitely need him. He's gonna improve the squad. But it was a good game. Good game from Atalanta.
Yeah. Vlahovic is leaving Juve, so maybe Juve will pick Lukman up.
I don't know, bro. If Vlahovic keeps playing the way that he is,
Somebody
Juve
bigger is gonna
may
snap him
wanna
up.
probably just because he makes a lot of money, right?
My
So
money's on Bayern Munich. Like they're gonna sign him.
I would agree that if he goes anywhere, he's definitely going abroad. I don't think he's going to another Serie A team. I know that there's been kind of speculations here or there that this may be another Marotta kind of free transfer deal, but I don't see him leaving Juventus to go to Inter.
Dude, I wouldn't rule that out. If he's leaving on a free transfer, he could go anywhere. But the reason I don't think he's gonna go to Inter is because I think if he keeps playing this way, right, Bayern Munich or somebody like that, like one of those, it's gonna
Or
be a
somebody in the
German team
Premiership. I know
or
Newcastle,
somebody
for
in the
example, could
Premiership.
use a striker like him right now.
Yeah, somebody's gonna want Vlahovic, and it's gonna be
Somebody with money
somebody with money, like some
that
one of
needs
the
a
teams.
number nine,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
So if
It's
somebody
gonna
from the Premiership wants him, or somebody from or Bayern Munich wants him, they're gonna buy him. I think.
honestly, I would like to see him like at Newcastle.
I
As
don't
they
think he's.
just
I don't think he's well
Isa
built for the
just
Premiership.
left.
I don't think he's that.
But if he's going anywhere, right? I mean, he's been playing well.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna say
think you
here
were
it's
right.
gonna
I
be
think that
Germany.
it's with Tudor's playing style. It's better suited for him.
Yeah,
He's not only scoring goals, he's assisting.
yeah, and
So
he's been playing
he's been
incredibly.
on fire. He's
Yeah,
been on fire.
yeah, exactly. He's. You know what I like? It feels like he's trying to earn his money because one of the big complaints about people was like, if he stays here, we're gonna have to pay him by the end of the year, like his 6 million salaries, another $2 million in bonuses, and then 4 million in bonuses, or when he.
But he's earning it.
But he's earning it.
Especially if you take into consideration the fact that he's not starting these games.
Yeah, if
He's
he.
coming in as a sub
Right.
and having an immediate impact.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But anyways, we're back to talking about Juve. So let's like move on to the other games that we had,
Oh,
uh, which next.
Pisa Udinese
Yeah, Pisa Udinese.
is the next one. Again, not the best game. There was a great play from Ata, who also scored against Inter.
Yeah,
The ball falls to Iker Bravo, who
it's pretty.
scores a goal,
Yeah, it's pretty
right? But
even,
it wasn't.
right? Like the possession was pretty
It was a
even.
back and forth match,
Yeah,
which I feel that after watching Udinese play against Inter, I think all matches are going to be like that because they're very physical.
yeah,
I think if they can get it together and score more goals, they may actually be a threat to
yeah,
potentially contend for a European spot. But as of now, I don't see that happening. They still got quite a ways to go. Not the best match, very contested. So good for Pisa. Had a good performance, but kind of a lackluster match with some of the other matches that were going on this weekend.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, that guy Ata, he's one to watch, huh? I predict he's gonna move to a bigger team. Maybe
He's a good
by
prospect.
the
He's
end of the
definitely
season.
one to keep an eye on for sure.
He's definitely interesting player. He
And
makes
kind of on the similar breath, right? Sassuolo Lazio
yeah,
was kind of another game. I think this one had a little bit more opportunities created,
yeah.
especially on Lazio's side. I lost a little bit of money on this one because I
Don't
thought for
bet.
sure Lazio was going to get the win. They had a pretty good performance in match day two, but good for Sassuolo getting over the hump, right?
Yeah.
Getting their first victory this season.
Bro, rough start for
Uh,
Sarri, huh? Like they had almost 60% possession against Sassuolo and they lost the game. They have more shots on goal, right? They have more of the possession.
yeah,
Like I don't. They had 7 corners versus 3 corners for Sassuolo. So Lazio, by if you look at just the stat line, they should have definitely won this match. Instead,
they should have.
they find themselves in the 12th spot in the league, and Sarri is struggling for points. He's had
Even with Valdera's goal, because it was one of those Inzaghi type of goals
yeah.
where the ball bounced off his hip and went
Hey,
in,
you got to be in the right
right?
place.
So good
Goldilocks.
3 points for Sassuolo, but certainly I wouldn't say like they're turning the corner, right? I
Yeah.
think it was just to your point, Lazio dominated everywhere in the stat sheet. Is the way football goes sometimes. It's why we love the game, right? The other team is dominating, but you get a lucky break, score an Inzaghi goal with your
Yeah.
hip,
Yeah, well, just a lack of
and you get three
concentration by
points out of it.
anyone at any moment can
Yeah,
turn the match. That's why it's great.
yeah, but Lazio completely dominated to your point. But
100%.
Sassuolo, hey, props to them. They stayed strong and got the dub.
Yeah. And then we had Milan, who finally gets a 3 points
Milan-Bologna.
against Bologna. Milan dominated not the possession. Actually, Bologna had 61% possession in that match.
No,
But
yeah, it was a
Milan
battle. This
shot
game was kind of a battle.
14 times. Like, that's the thing. It's like, it's not about just having the ball. Like, you got to actually do something useful with it when you have it. So, like, you have 61% possession and you only get 5 shots in. That's not good use of the ball. You
But
know
I
what I
kind
mean?
of expected it, right? Because Leao is still out for Milan. Pulisic didn't start because he was coming back from international play. For me, the most interesting thing in that match was watching the Modric and Rabiot combo in the midfield.
Damn.
Both of them had great match. Obviously, Modric scores his first goal for Milan
Yeah.
and to open up the Serie A season. But I think they have a very solid midfield.
Yeah, man.
Salamakers has been playing great. He actually assisted in Modric's goal. So I think that they have a solid squad. I think once Leao gets back, Pulisic has been playing great when he does play and start.
Dude,
Right, so I think they're good.
that Rabiot
For me, it's
signing.
Jimenez. Jimenez is kind of the only question I have
Yeah.
and doubt I have up
And
front for
that
Milan.
if that was Vlahovic, this would be a way scarier team.
Oh,
But
especially like how Blaovic is playing right
yeah,
now.
exactly.
You take out Jimenez and insert Blaovic in there.
But same
Really good.
thing's gonna happen. Like you take out Jimenez and you're gonna put Rafael Leao there, and it's still gonna be a problem. You know what I mean? But I think the Rabiot signing was the biggest coup. Like the fact that they were able to pull that off. He I think he cost them 50 million or something, like somewhere around that. That type of player. He's a French national team midfielder, and you get that player for less than 20 million in your books.
No, that's crazy, especially right
That's
considering like I didn't watch a lot of League 1 last season, but you
man.
told me he had a solid season,
Yeah, solid
right?
season.
So
It's one of the
he
best
was,
players there.
in my opinion, he was good during his time at
He was
Juventus. I
great.
think
Yeah.
they gave him a little bit more slack than that he deserved.
Yeah.
But good midfield combo. I was kind of interested to seeing how it would work out. But I think it's not only going to work. I think
It's dangerous.
they have one of the best midfields in Serie A right now.
Yep. It's true. I mean,
Then
Rabiot
we
coming
had
in.
like the. Oh, sorry, you're gonna add to that.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say that Rabiot coming in with Modric and Fofana and then Loftus Cheek. It's gonna be interesting to see where Pulisic fits in now, right? Because you know,
I think he's gonna be a winger. I
right? But
think he's gonna
Allegri's not really
probably have Leao
using
kind of playing
wingers.
more on the left side, and then Pulisic playing a little bit more on the right.
Looking at the
It's gonna
starting
be
lineup
interesting
for
because
Milan,
they've been starting Jimenez, and honestly, the way he's been playing, he shouldn't be starting.
but they
So
don't
I
have
think they
another nine.
maybe,
That's the problem.
but maybe they kind of sacrifice that and maybe use Pulisic as a false nine, right, and go Leao Pulisic.
I mean, I guess they got Nkunku, so they could play him, but
True,
he's not a big type striker either. He's
but
more
I
like
don't,
a
I
skillful.
don't think Nkunku is actually like a legit like number
He's
nine.
not. He's not. He's like the striker who plays off him. You
I
know.
think he would be an improvement from Jimenez, and Jimenez was solid. I don't know what's going on with him, if it's like mental or what's going on. But he's just been missing some very easy chances, very close to the goal.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't like the
chance for
defense.
improvement.
I'm
It's
just
very
gonna
early
go ahead
though.
and
Let's
say
see.
it. The thing about Milan, when I was doing my predictions at the beginning of the season, is I hadn't looked at their defenders really closely. You know, and if you look at their defense compared to Inter, Juve, and Napoli, it's not even
Yeah, no,
it's
I
not even
think again
close, bro. Napoli's
that's
gonna be
why I
fourth.
had at the beginning of the season
Yeah,
Milan fourth because
yeah,
for
yeah,
me there
yeah. I
was
think
a
you were
like a
right.
clear gap between the top three teams and kind of the rest of the field.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Even with Modric and like adding Rabiot, the other players, because Selemakers, I don't know exactly how you pronounce his last name. Selemakers, it's probably
Salamakers,
Selemakers. He's a good player, but he's not
he's
like
been playing well.
super dependable.
No,
Fofana,
he doesn't start for Belgium,
right?
right? He's been
Modric
playing well, but
is has his age, so he's not gonna
Modric
be
is
able
gonna
to.
be can they manage, right? Because they're
Yeah,
gonna have a ton of they're gonna have a hectic schedule as well.
yeah.
Modric just turned 40. I
That's
think
yeah,
it was he had his 40th birthday the week that he scored this week that he scored his first
yeah.
goal,
Exactly. 40th
right? So
birthday.
you gotta rotate him.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta
So
you
it's
gotta do you gotta use them. You know, how they say in Italy, con il contagocce. You know, with the eyedropper. Like you gotta use him
yep.
con il contagocce because he's not gonna be able to give you 90 minutes every day, every
Which is
match.
kind of how Madrid were using him
Right.
before he left. He's
Right.
gonna get more playing time at Milan for
Yeah.
sure because he's gonna start the best or more competitive matches and
Yep.
most important matches. He wouldn't do that for Madrid at the end of his time there. But again, yeah, you gotta take care of him. I don't think he has the legs at
Yeah.
40 years old to
Yeah. I
play
don't know.
consistently in every single like Coppa Italia, Serie A,
Too much.
right? European competitions.
Too much. I think they're gonna
Yep.
be they're gonna be. I mean, if you look at the bench, it's not like they have like the greatest options either. You know what I mean?
No, no.
So
When you look, that's what I
yeah,
told you. Like, Juve is ridiculously
yeah,
deep.
Juve is deep.
I think then you have Inter, then you have Napoli. I don't think Napoli is has the depth that Juve or Inter have. But then Milan, I would say they're kind of in line with Napoli, but Napoli is not only the champion, they have better players
They
and a
got
better
better
manager.
players. Yeah,
And a better manager.
yeah, and a better manager. Well, yeah, Conte's better than Allegri. I mean, yeah,
In my opinion, right?
my
That's
opinion too. Yeah,
all,
100%.
all opinion, right? Milanistas don't get pissed off
Oh
and
no,
start making
Milanistas
threats.
know. They know. They know.
Oh, probably most of them would
they
agree with that
they know
for
Allegri
sure.
from before, but he won a title for them, so they like him. So he won what 4 titles for Juve, probably 4. So I mean, great manager, but
That's it. It's going to be interesting to see how they continue to develop. But for me, again, biggest takeaway, I like the Modric Rabiot combo in the middle.
yeah. Okay, well,
Then we had the biggest news fest that I don't think we even have to talk about Verona
I was
Cremonese
gonna say
at
that
all.
was just donuts.
0-0.
So
Yeah,
like,
obviously Cremonese started very hot. Now they kind of took a little bit of a step back. They still got a point from it, right?
yeah,
Verona,
yeah, 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 yeah.
it's kind of a
The,
team that you don't know what you're gonna get
they're
from
sitting
them, right?
third
Week
on
in
the
to week in.
table right now. Cremonese is still like behind Juve and
So
Napoli.
still, right? But as far as the match itself, right? Nothing to watch, and honestly, nothing to talk about.
That's I agree, 100%. As far as Como Genoa, there's a red card and kind of like
Yep.
a miracle draw, Juve style by Caleb Ekuban in the
Mm-hmm.
92nd minute of this match. The first goal, though, if you haven't watched it, go watch those highlights
Nico
because
Paz's goal.
Nico Paz's goal was
Yeah, no,
beautiful.
he's I don't Madrid. I don't know why he's not with them
Now
because he could
he's not gonna
definitely
bench
help them
Arda
out.
Guler. Like he's not gonna put Arda Guler on the bench, bro.
Dude, I don't know.
No,
And
Arda
Argentina,
Guler
I
is
like the
nasty.
fact that Argentina's smarting up and they're giving him more playing time on the national team, even though he didn't play the last match that they lost.
Yeah,
But Nico Paz, a great prospect, man. I got high hopes for him. To your point, scored another great goal.
that's beautiful.
Just like the way he turned, right? It was kind of Pirlo-esque
Yeah,
how he turned with the ball and then just put it like top bins.
yeah. It was just like
Great
I
goal.
do this all the time. Check this out.
Yeah,
Like it's easy.
which he's kind of does.
Yeah, he's
He's
becoming an
getting used to
impressive
scoring those
little
types of
player.
goals.
Yeah, Nico Paz, definitely.
Yeah, but other than that, to your point, right? Not that much. Obviously, red cards always ruin
Pretty even.
game matches, throw
Yeah.
them off.
But the red card was in the 88th, so it wasn't like it was a lot of time that Genoa had the advantage. So the red card came in the
True.
88th minute. 4 minutes after that, that's what you expect the team to do. Is like we are a man up. We're gonna go forward and try to attack this with everything we got. And at the end, they got the reward and they got a point. So I mean, props to Genoa for
And
that.
former Juventino, right? We got the Morata assist on Nico
Yeah,
Pas's goal.
exactly. Yeah, former Juventino. Morata. I mean, they got some technical players. I mean, Morata maybe past his prime, but he's still, he was captain in Spain. He's won important tournaments with Spain. He's been in the finals of the Champions League. So very very solid
Veteran.
pickup. He's a good veteran to have on your team to help the younger ones come along. All right, so do we want to talk about like some of the Champions League results for
Yeah,
the
let's talk
Italian
about
teams?
how some of the Italian clubs performed in the Champions League, right? Since we're recording this episode a little bit later than usual,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
some of those games have already happened. So, what's the first one that we got to talk about?
Well, the one that was yesterday was Juventus and Dortmund. That was
Yep,
kind of like a follow up to Inter Juve, to the Derby d'Italia, to Juve Inter actually.
that's
We
what
were
it
playing
seemed
home.
for you.
But it was. I have mixed feelings about this game because when it was 4-2 for Dortmund, I was like, we're playing like shit, right? Like we're garbage. We can't defend. Like it's ridiculous that every time somebody shoots from outside of the box, they score. And honestly, Di Gregorio looked horrible in this game. Like there was one of the shots where he didn't even stretch his arms. He just jumped at it with his elbows like this, and I was like, bro, like, do you even goal keep? Like, what the hell are you doing? Honestly, I I hope that Mattia Perin gets healthy fast and they give him a couple shots on goal because I feel like Perin is better at positioning. I think Di Gregorio is really good, has really good reflexes, but lately in the last couple games against Inter and against Juve, it kind of feels like he's only gonna stop it if you shoot it close to him, right? Like if you play FC 2025, 26, if you play FC like the video game, there's like those little goalkeeper play styles. I don't think Di Gregorio has like the stretchy play style, like the one where you can dive like farther. You know what I mean? So I don't think he has that one. I think he got good reflexes, and he's good at positioning himself. But all those shots from outside the box, man, like we're used to Gigi Buffon being on our goal.
I
You
mean,
know,
Adeyemi's
we're used to
goal to
Chesney.
kind of open things up. I mean, that was good placement on Adeyemi's part. I
That the
wouldn't blame
first
Di
goal is
Gregorio
the
for that
only
one.
one where I'm like, yeah, Di Gregorio's not guilty on that one because like you almost couldn't even see the shot coming, except for the fact that Adeyemi got the ball and he immediately just with his first touch put the ball in the space. And right after he did that, he was running towards the ball like he was gonna shoot. Like the only reason I pardon him is just because of the placement of that shot. It was shot so hard,
No, the
and
play, yeah,
and he put
that's
it
what I'm saying. The
right in the
placement
bottom
was
corner.
perfect.
So it was really hard for
It was a good
anybody
finish.
to stop that, right? But the other goals were like,
No, then we had Yildiz
yeah,
respond to that one with the Del Piero style
that was
goal
the
that
Del
you were
Piero goal. Yeah,
referencing
exactly.
earlier in the episode.
That was a crazy good goal by Yildiz. Like, and he did it
It's a
like
great
it's
goal. Like
nothing.
so much quality, man. He's
Yeah.
so young, but he has so much quality. And again, he's been on fire. He's been on a roll. Another
Yeah.
great goal.
Yep. And then right after Yildiz, not 2 minutes after the goal,
Yeah, it was crazy.
Nemecha.
There was a stretch of that game that it was like
It
back and
was
forth,
nuts.
crazy with the goals.
Yeah. So like it was basically from the 67th minute when Dusan Blaovic, sorry, from the 65th minute when Nemecha scored that goal. So Nemecha scores. It was a beautiful shot. It actually was, right. The defense, I don't know what they were doing there, but that goal was like a very well placed goal right in the angle. Di Gregorio was like, what? And he got scored on again. And then Vlaovic basically comes in and gets fed this beautiful pass by Kenan Yildiz, who was impressive in this match. And bro, he took it very coldly. He scores a great goal. So it's basically from the 65th minute to the 74th minute when Jan Couto scored the tying goal there. It was one, two, three, four goals basically in a stretch of 7 minutes, or three goals in a
Yeah, no,
stretch of seven
it
minutes.
was crazy.
Actually,
That part of the game, it was awesome to see because it was literally they were just trading blows back and
yeah,
forth. Again, Blaovic comes in from the bench, immediate impact,
immediate.
right? Scores twice.
Yeah,
I think he assisted one of the
he
goals
assisted
as well.
Kelly's goal, so he had
Yeah,
the assist.
which again, I think we got to get accustomed to it because it was surprising when Kelly scored that goal against Inter. But back to back, now he
Yeah,
has another goal against Dortmund. Not only another goal, but he had the goal that actually tied the match, right, and got Juventus
a
point.
point. Yeah,
When
that
it
and
looked
that was
like it seemed
insane.
like it was just gonna stay 4-2.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like when the score was 4-2, I was like, we're terrible. Like we gotta fix this like outside of the box defending. But then when we scored in the 86th, and then we scored in the 92nd. When we scored in the 92nd, I was like, wait, we still got.
Well, Vlahovic, yeah, that Vlahovic goal was good. A great ball from Kalulu,
Yeah.
right? First, I think it was a volley finished by Vlahovic, hit the post and then went in.
No, that
That was
was
a
Yildiz who hit the post right before that. Yildiz had
no, but Blaovic. I think when Blaovic scored, it was a Kalulu cross, and he shot it to the first post.
to the
It
near
hit the
post. Yeah.
post, and it trickled in.
Yeah, like it just went like
It wasn't
off
an
of the
easy
corner.
finish. It wasn't
No,
an
no,
easy
no. He
finish. It was
took
a
that
great
really
goal by
well,
Blaovic.
and he had a defender on him too. So
But the cross for Kelly's goal was awesome as well, right? He saw the
perfect.
run,
Yeah,
put it on a silver platter for Kelly to score a diving header,
yeah.
which he did. Like he did that shit
Every
every day
day.
like nothing.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. That was crazy. So I mean, it
Second
was
goal for Kelly in 2 matches in a row.
that's
For
crazy.
me, the concerning part about it is like Juve, with Bremer coming back. I'm like, okay, you know that not a lot of teams are gonna score goals on them.
Yeah,
Now you have two back-to-back games. I don't know if it's tired legs from just wrapping up the Derby d'Italia, which was a ridiculous match. You obviously gave it everything you had,
yeah,
but 8 goals in the last 2 matches. I think it's a bit concerning. I think to your point, what helps them out is they offensively, like the amount of quality players that they have
yeah.
is
It's
ridiculous. That
ridiculous.
can not only score but create goals. But for me, that was my takeaway a little bit from the negative side. That 4 goals in the last two conceded in the last 2 matches. To your point, Gregorio, Dortmund had 5 shots on target, scored four
Four.
times.
Yeah, that's like what? Too.
One was a
Like,
pen,
stop
but
something. Like.
which that pen, in my opinion, that pen was a bit harsh.
Yeah, but I mean,
Because it kind of hit like his chest and kind of his arm, but he
listen.
was in an awkward position,
Yeah, he
like
was
with his back
falling.
towards the player
He
that
was
was
falling.
shooting.
He was putting his arms
It
down
was
so he
kind of
wouldn't just
awkward.
like fall, drop dead with his body like on the floor. But
No,
again,
you gotta eat the grass. Next
that's
time, eat the grass. You can't
listen.
eat.
It's fine if you want to give that penalty, but you also gotta give the penalty on the other side where the guy jumped up and like the ball hit his arm.
Yeah,
Because like
no, it's just the inconsistency,
they didn't give us
which is
that
always
one.
the issue with VAR.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Because VAR's there, but the inconsistency to like when they choose to use it and when they use it, when they don't, like that's
Yeah.
that's problematic. Like it just becomes like VAR just becomes a way to cheat. Because then they're like they can make a decision It's like if we want to favor a team, then we just choose not to use it when
there was
the call in
one, and I
question.
don't know if you saw this one, but you should check it out. I think it was in the Tottenham, Tottenham,
Tottenham, the
the
Spurs
Tottenham
match, mate.
match. Uh, they should have gotten a pen, which, in my opinion, was 10 times more obvious than the pen that was given against Juve. But nothing. Again, for me, it's just the
Yeah,
inconsistency with VAR, and also these offsides where it's literally they show it and it's like,
the fingernail.
yeah, the
It's like
fingernail.
the player had
No,
his
he's offside.
finger like this, and his finger is
Is it
here's the
in
line,
those types of
here's the
situations you
fingertip.
gotta give the benefit to the offensive player. Like let's stop the BS.
Yeah,
Let's get some consistency,
if you want to make the
and
game
let's not call
spectacular,
offsides for that type of stuff.
right? Yeah, exactly. Like I think sports rules should err in favor of the attacker, because like it makes the game more spectacular,
More entertaining.
you know.
Yeah.
Just like I think they should lower the basket in the WNBA so people can dunk. Like just
No, no,
do what
it's not our
people.
opinion.
I know that's a hot take, but I'm gonna say it. I'll jump in. I'm gonna say it. They should
But
lower
it's
the
consistency
basket
because
because it's gonna
obviously
make
the
the
goal
game more
line
spectacular.
technology
Yeah,
is straightforward. It's did it cross the line or not.
right. That's easy.
But these like offside sometimes, especially the
Terrible.
inconsistencies with pens, I don't like it. It not only, to your point, makes the game less entertaining, but the stops in between, right? Where even sometimes when players clearly score goals and it goes to VAR, the players can't even fully celebrate it.
Right.
And then you have two celebrations, right? Because if they celebrate before, oh, there might be offside. Then no, it's been given. They celebrate again.
Yeah.
It's like a 5 minute gap.
It's horrible for the
Completely
fans too.
messes the flow of the game.
Yeah. It's horrible.
Which is one thing that we love about football. It's
It
45
doesn't stop.
minutes break, then 45
Yeah,
minutes,
exactly.
no timeouts.
They're ruining it.
I even get pissed off sometimes when they do water breaks.
Yeah. Well, no, the sponsors love VAR. The sponsors love VAR because when VAR comes in, they get a chance to put those little mini spots like on the corners of the screen and make a little bit more money. But it ruins the game for everybody, right? If the guy is not obviously completely in front of the defender all by himself, just let him play on, man. Let him play on. That's what
Or
I
not
think.
even completely, but if it's like obvious, right? If it's like more than half of his body,
Bro, it's
it's
got to be
offside.
something that gives you an advantage because if the goal's behind me, let's assume that I have a huge butt. Like my butt is huge. Like I have a huge like just but dunk
Boom
like
down.
Sir Mix-a-Lot will be following me around. And if my butt like if I'm an attacker, my butt is facing the goal that I'm attacking. My defender is standing next to me. He's standing sideways. So he could go in either direction, right? He could go in either direction because his legs are standing sideways, which is how you're supposed to stand, right? When you're defending, not just flat-footed like that, because then you can get turned. But if I got my whole ass beyond the defensive line, but I'm facing my own goal, that is not an advantage. You know? Like I still have to completely turn around before I can actually run and be offensive. Like so I think those types of offside plays where the striker has his arm like that and he's not even facing his goal and his arm is past the defender and they call that offside,
So
that makes me want to
that type of shit needs
throw
to
the
stop.
TV out of the window.
Right? I think it needs to be like unless it's obvious where you just see the first replay and it's like, oh yeah, it was offside.
Completely, yeah.
Even if it's fairly close, but it's obvious.
Yeah.
But these, like to your point, when it's a fingernail, when it's an arm, that's not even in play.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And they're not even facing the goal sometime, and it's like their back foot, and they're not facing the goal, and it's like the heel.
Like the penalty they called against Dumfries when they played Udinese again. Like the dude was just trying to keep the ball in play. He wasn't getting in the box. Dumfries was jumping up. Like, what do you want him to do with his arms? He can't change the direction of his arms midair. He's gonna like
Yeah.
fall down and break an arm or something.
Yeah.
It's
But that's
They
exactly.
gotta fix it.
Yeah. That's yeah. We hate. I hate
But
that.
good match, right?
Yeah, great match.
Good battle.
Definitely
But
great
again,
match.
that was the only for me. The only kind of concerning part about it was the fact that Juve have conceded 8 goals in their last 2 matches.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna continue. I think
No.
tired legs had a little bit to do with that.
You know what it is? Like
So
they're sitting back too low. Igor said it in the interview right after the match. He's like, "Hey, listen, uh, we got scored on from outside the box in the last 2 games. I gotta tell the boys that we're just sitting back too low. You can't, you can't be, you can't have your defensive line so far back without giving up space in front of the box, right? So you have to either have a tighter line and push it forward, or you got to get your midfield players and your strikers to come down and cover those outside of the box shots, but then you lose offensive capability. So you got to find the right balance between not going back too far, so that your forward players and your midfielders don't have to come back down too far to cover that gap. The problem is the defenders are too far back, and then the midfield and the strikers are still recovering from that last attack or whatever, and then we get killed in that twilight zone in between those lines. So I think, the thing that's got me optimistic is that defending is easier to fix than attacking, because for attacking, like you were saying earlier, you need a certain type of player. You're saying that Inter is missing maybe the Lukman type player. Like they should have more of those. And you said it, Juve
the
has
Yildiz,
a bunch of them, like
right? The
Yildiz,
Conceição type of
Conceição,
players.
Cambiaso can take
Openda,
people on, Openda can take people on. You know what I mean? Like, so
David.
Zegrova can take people on. Like, so we have
Yeah,
quite a
they
few
got
players who could do
a
that.
lot of options.
Yeah, a lot of
Because
options.
Inter, even Pio Esposito comes off the bench, but he's kind of
A
like
big
kind of
striker.
Lukaku kind of style,
Yep.
plays a lot with his back facing the
Yep.
goal, his
He's a
goal.
9.
So
Yeah.
so yeah, not a whole lot of versatility and options. So at least nowhere near the amount that you would have.
A hundred percent.
And then unfortunately, right, we there was kind of bully beatdown
Oh yeah,
with
dude.
PSG
PSG.
versus Atalanta.
PSG needs to stop hating Italian teams so much, man. Like that.
I mean, it's just different levels, right? PSG, European champions. It was just a completely different level. Great goal, just a great goal from Cavara. The first goal was Marquinhos. That wasn't
Yeah.
that great. Atalanta fell asleep. Quick ball into the box. Marquinhos literally by himself, 2 meters away from the goal. Easy goal.
Yeah.
Cavara's goal was awesome. Right, came running with the ball. I don't know why the defenders gave him so much space and didn't close the space sooner. You can't give a player like Cavara that amount of space. Great
Yeah.
finish by him. And then Nuno Mensch had another good goal. But then the fourth goal, if you're an Atalanta fan, like what the hell's going on? Bellanova just literally gifted a goal to Gonzalo Ramos. A terrible back pass to the keeper.
Yeah.
Gonzalo Ramos read it all day. Easy chip over Carnesecchi for the fourth goal. Like you got to be better than that.
I think
You're
that's
up,
the difference between the champions and then other teams. Like, PSG was 3 goals up and they're still trying to score in the 91st minute.
which
Atalanta was
pisses me
checked
off,
out.
like with
You
teams
know,
like Inter, for example, because it's not even 3 goals. They go up 1-0 and they'll
they
literally
fall
start
back.
parking the bus.
Yeah, yeah. No, they
Yeah,
didn't do
so
that against Juve.
not a good look for Atalanta.
Yeah, yeah. 100%. No, I mean, but again, you're going up against the champion, and a lot is new at Atalanta. Juric is not really a Champions League manager, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever
Yeah, but you
managed a
expect
team in the Champions League.
Atalanta, right, to at least create a couple of opportunities. It was just completely lackluster.
Yeah, it was like, if you look at the stat line, like everything's PSG, like even 67% possession, which Atalanta is a team that usually used to enjoy a lot of possession under Gasperini. Like now, they're just getting bullied,
Like just
man.
completely dominated, 67-33.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah, but I still think Juric is gonna be
one
the
team
first to
was on
get
the
the
pitch,
axe. Honestly,
essentially.
I think Juric is gonna be the first guy to go.
I'm still there with you. I would put more money on him than Gasperini.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Although Gasperini and Sarri are also doing their part to get kicked out early. So we'll see. We'll see how
Sadly,
that goes.
let's see.
We don't want to end on a negative note.
No, so and at least for me, right after we did lose the Derby d'Italia, but we just wrapped up our first match in the Champions League
Yeah.
against Ajax,
Yeah.
who are always kind of a tricky opponent.
Yes, sir.
We not only got a 2-0 victory, we were able to rest some players, right? Finally, they gave some time to Pio Esposito, who had a really good game, should have had at least a couple of assists, but they the other players, Chalanoglu and one of them, and a few other players kind of ruined it for him. But I think his style, he just creates a lot of opportunities for a player. He's a very good passer. He gave another gimme to Dumfries that his first touch wasn't the best. He
Yeah.
kind of the ball was a little bit too away from him, and the defender did a great job recovering and getting a block. But two kind of honestly similar goals from Tikus, two Chalanoglu corners, two headers by Tikus, which is crazy. The first one, nobody was marking him. I think Klaasing, who used to play at Inter, was and the Ajax captain, was the closest to him, but he didn't even jump.
Yeah.
So it was two easy goals from Tikus. Similar to what you were kind of called out earlier, he did celebrate the goals, but then I saw him when he was subbed out and kind of saluting his teammates on the bench. And I feel there's definitely something there.
You
There's
think there's a
something
vibe?
awkward
You think there's a vibe?
going on behind the scenes. And even when his exchange with Kiwu, it was just a bit weird. I don't know if it's the Sharanoglu stuff plus like maybe he's paying too much attention to the media and some fans started calling him out because he was laughing after the Derby loss. Listen,
Yeah, I don't think he
what
was
do you want
laughing
from
because
him?
they lost. It was probably something his
No,
brother told him.
none. Exactly. But you know how people are. Oh, how are you smiling? We lost. It's like
Yeah.
that type of stuff, right? That if you're a player and you go into that rabbit hole, right, it can start having a psychological impact. Obviously, it's not impacting
Yeah.
his play
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
got scored two more goals.
But I think
Right,
player.
he did celebrate him,
You don't think the
but
fans are right?
ironically enough, Charanoglu was assisted on both goals
Yeah.
and he celebrated like very hyped. And I think part of it was because it was Chalanoglu who assisted the goal.
Yeah, but I don't know
To
if
what I mentioned
I don't know
earlier.
why Turan would have an issue with Chalanoglu because Chalanoglu when he
No,
made
no, no,
those
because that's the
comments
thing. When all the
during that,
beef was happening,
it
when
was with
Lautaro said what
Lautaro.
he said, and then Marotta, which honestly Marotta fucked up, in my opinion. Because Lautaro, when that statement came out, he didn't drop any names. Marotta was the one that kind of said, "Oh, he's referring to Chalanoglu."
Yeah.
Right? But then the thing was that Tikus was the one that kind of took Chalanoglu's sign in social media when Chalanoglu posted about it, right? And essentially kind of told Lautaro that a real captain wouldn't do that, which I disagree. I think Lautaro's an amazing captain, and I think that's an attitude and something a captain should say if he feels that his teammates are not giving their all. And Lautaro does because he defends better than a lot of other players that are not strikers in Inter's starting 11.
Yeah.
Like
I don't agree that he should do it publicly though. I feel like he should say that to his teammates,
but it
but he should
wasn't
say it
public.
directly.
He didn't say any names.
But it doesn't matter if you
He
say
didn't
names
call out
because
anybody.
you're casting aspersions, right? Like even if you don't say names, like people are gonna start wondering who you're talking about. That sort of thing.
True,
If you ask
true.
me, you just keep it in the locker room.
But
Like
as the
you
president
don't
of the club,
just don't let
I
it
don't
get
think
out.
Marotta should have opened his mouth
He should
and
have shut
say
up
that he
too.
was specifically
hundred
talking
percent.
about Chalanoglu.
Yeah, you're right.
Because
Marotta
let them
shouldn't say shit.
speculate. To your point, let
Yeah.
them speculate.
Let
Right?
them.
It's still something between them because
Yeah.
they know who they're referring to. Right? Chalanoglu would have known that he was probably taking a dig at him, and Lautaro knew exactly who he was calling out if it was just
Yeah.
one person.
Yeah.
But you put a stamp on it, being Marotta, which essentially going out in public, to your point, and saying, "Oh, that was aimed towards Chalana."
Yeah, just don't say anything like that. That type of thing, you gotta squash
You're
it.
creating
You know?
drama.
Yeah, yeah, you gotta squash it. Like players
But
don't need
hopefully,
to.
again, hope because apparently, but again, it's media.
Yeah,
How true is it? They say that they squashed it, but I'm kind of happy that you spotted it because it's something that I've kind of seen and noticed, but haven't mentioned. But
it's like a
I
vibe.
feel that there's something there,
Yeah, yeah, I
which is
agree.
sad
I
because
agree.
Turam is playing awesome.
Oh, he's playing really well. I I mean, he's very talented, right? I just hope that he can focus on the field because obviously he's getting very good results. Like in that Ajax game, like even Ajax had a little bit more of the ball, but then you have a
Yep,
player that's decisive when he's presented with chances, and like Marcus Thuram is definitely you know
he's great.
that kind of
He's
player.
great, obviously great goal scorer.
Yeah,
He's good at setting up
yeah,
other strikers and other players for goals.
great
I
physical
think Kefren
attributes.
is definitely more skilled and creative all around. But I think Turam obviously is the better striker, the better goal scorer
Yeah,
of
he's a
the
more
two.
offensive player, of course.
Yeah,
Makes
but
sense.
I think right, is he one of the best in Serie A? Depending on are we looking at top five, top 10, maybe top 10? I would put him top five.
Would you do a
And
straight swap, Vlahovic for Turam? Turam goes to Juve,
hell no,
Vlahovic goes to Inter.
hell no, hell no.
Why? Because we have the
Nope.
Turam brothers at Juve, and that would be a real menace.
Because it doesn't work. Because Lautaro is the one that kind of plays the Vlahovic role at Inter.
Yeah, Vlahovic is left-footed, so it doesn't really match.
True, but then your other option would be Bio. No, dude, like that. That's definitely beneficial for Juventus, especially if we gotta wait and see if Vlahovic, if to your point, it's because of Tudor's playing style, right? That he's just better suited with that playing style. That's why he's performing better. Is it just a moment that he's having that is not going to last forever? Or can he actually consistently perform at this level and actually earn the money that Juventus is paying him?
Yeah, listen, man. I believe that a lot of the reasons why Vlahovic wasn't performing at the level that we're supposed to perform is because we had a dramatic lack of creativity in the midfield ever since Miralem Pjanic left the team. So since Pjanic left, we haven't really had another player that creates anything from midfield. I think now the difference is that Kefren is a player that creates stuff from the midfield because he wins a lot of loose balls with his physicality and then he runs forward with it, right? And he's hard to stop because he's a good dribbler, he's got good ball control, he's very strong, very tall. Um, and then he's a good passer too, so he's always finding like somebody, Yildiz, Conceição, like people like that, Jonathan David, in like dangerous
Just love it.
spots, you know.
You do it unconsciously, but you always go back to Juventus.
I know I obviously, but I was just saying it's like you mentioned Vlahovic and like the style of play of Tudor that gives him an advantage, but I think it's also the people that he's got playing around him that are
and,
creating
and
way
and the
more
fact that
chances.
Kefren, to your point, he's gotten better, right? I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna be interesting to see how the brothers continue to do on their respective teams. I
Yeah.
wish they get to a point where both of them start on the French national side, even though we know there's a ridiculous amount of competition
Yeah, especially at the striker.
on the French side. Not only amazing players, but very young and amazing players. So
Crazy.
it's gonna be interesting. But hey, 2-0 to kick off the Champions League season. We don't
It's
we
a
don't
good
have.
result.
I think we have a kind of harder road to the round of 16 that Juventus has. Um, so it's good to kick things off
We have
with
Real
a 2
Madrid
nil
in the
victory.
way, which is not
And
gonna
I'm
be easy.
happy that all the crap that they were talking about Summer, even though also feel that he made some clear mistakes and could have done better in the Juventus match and the Derby d'Italia. I'm glad Kibu stuck with his guns. He had a great game. There was one opportunity for Ajax where literally their striker was one on one against Bremen, and Sommer,
Summer, you like
and
you said.
Sommer read it perfectly. Got the stop. with a better offensive player, that would have been a goal for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he stuck with Sommer, right? Because there was a lot of talk that Martinez would have gotten the nod. I think maybe if Sommer would have had a great match against Juve, Martinez would have probably started this game. But I think Kiwu made it a point because of how much crap the media were giving Sommer to start Sommer in this match.
Yeah, he didn't. He wasn't really under a lot of threat. You think about it, but
Martinez is also really good, and he didn't have a great game. But listen, how are you gonna bench Sommer when you wouldn't have beaten Barcelona to get to the Champions League final if it wasn't for Sommer? He had some ridiculous saves with some
yeah,
Lamine Jamal shots
yeah,
from some of the
and
other
also
players in
not a
the team.
lot he could do on the Juve goals. Like, to be honest, like
The second one, yeah.
just
Like
just
the Yildiz goal, even though
the
he
Ildi's
got
goal he
fingers to
couldn't
it,
touch.
nobody was stopping that goal. The second one, I think he should have done better.
And
But
maybe
to your point, was he thrown
maybe the
off
last
about
one.
the referee putting the whistle to
Yeah,
his mouth like he was going
I
to call a
think that's what
foul? I don't
happened.
know, but still.
I think he thought that's gonna be a foul, and he lost like just his concentration for a second, and then Adzic was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna shoot." Boom. Anyways,
And a little bit more time for the defense, right, to
yeah,
get adjusted to playing with each other.
yeah, exactly. It's gonna get better. It can only improve from here. So
Yeah.
it's gonna get better. Tomorrow, by the way, we have another Serie A team playing. It's actually like quite a charming matchup. A Man City
Yeah,
against
Man
Napoli.
City.
So we'll have Gigio Donnarumma playing against his mom's favorite team, Napoli, and we're gonna have Kevin De Bruyne playing against his former club.
Playing against his old squad.
So that's gonna be very interesting. I hope De Bruyne gives Conte all of Manchester City's juicy secrets, so that they can beat them.
I don't know. I'll give the edge a little bit to Man City just for the fact that I think they've been playing well. Alan has been on fire lately.
Yeah.
Obviously, they got Donnarumma
Yeah,
on goal now, which is a definite improvement. They still have some holes. Conte is an amazing manager. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a good game, but I think I'll give the edge to Man City on that one.
Yeah, I would say that's either a draw or a Man City win. Um,
Plus, where's the game?
it's in England, so that's why I think Man
even
City.
more so, right? If they're playing at the Etihad,
Yeah,
even more so.
I think Man City would have the advantage just because they're playing in front of their own fans. But Napoli could surprise.
Let's see. It's gonna be a great game.
You never know, right? Because Man City
definitely some good matchups for
Yeah.
for match day one for the Champions League.
Yeah, and Napoli's in good
That's
form.
definitely
So
welcome.
I'm gonna be looking forward to that game. Anyways, to all the people who have been listening, thank you so much, like, for your support, for following us, for subscribing. Remember to hit like, subscribe, all that jazz. We're gonna discuss this Napoli game probably when we do the next Serie A summary, because we probably won't do a show tomorrow just for one match. Let us know what you want to see more
5 minute short video.
Let us know what you want to see more of. If you enjoy the discussions and the banter, like, tell us if there's anything you would like us to talk about or focus on, or whatever. Just let us know in the comments down below. And for Serie Addicts, my name is Tito Yang.
Marco Romano.
My
Appreciate
bro.
you watching.
Yep.
Peace, everybody.
Take care.
Viva Colombia.
Ci vediamo dopo.
Ci vediamo, ragazzi.